Be sure to follow Semper Metallum on our social media platforms for the latest metal news. Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Let's check out new Devil Wears Prada. The song is Time. So I've heard Watchtower, which I have listened to but have no reaction of, but I've also reacted to Sacrifice, which has grown on me since first listening to. Both songs are pretty solid. I don't remember if they released a song before Time. They might have. I think it was. Anyways, but I'm here to check out Time, and let's hope that Time slaps and is a banger, because that's what we like, bangers.
There's something I can't share, it's just too hard to explain. I'm barely holding on, it happens every day. Like a desperate dream that never goes away. I'm barely holding on, I'm lost in the wake.
The little transition was a little weird, I thought, but anyways. Transition in the video is really cool though, or like just like the lighting. It's hard to tell which is which.
There's something I can't share, it's just too hard to explain. I'm barely holding on, it happens every day. Like a desperate dream that never goes away. I'm barely holding on, I'm lost in the
I mean, that wasn't too bad. Like, it's relatively enjoyable. It's interesting, definitely seeing like how many bands are kind of like metalcore bands are kind of trying to making more radio friendly songs in that the songs aren't as heavy, but still heavy enough to be called metalcore, but it's light enough to be on the radio, which I really find interesting about this trend. Like you're trying to conform to the radio, and it's almost like we thought that metal wasn't always trying to do that. And then if everyone tries to be that sound, then you kind of create a new sound, and then the old sound kind of gets phased away, which is, I mean, is a part of a natural evolution. That's not necessarily to knock this song specifically. I guess there's just like a lot of like surreal elements. The chorus is repeated a lot of times. Kind of just elements that I'm hearing a lot in just general pop music, or how metalcore is kind of framing its state of mind right now. And I mean, again, nothing super wrong with that, but it's just, I don't know. Especially from what I was hearing, the song was supposed to be, quote, their heaviest song on the album, and I feel like Watchtower is heavier from what I remember. I don't even think the song had a proper, quote, breakdown, and usually that's what classifies a song as heavy. I thought one thing was interesting is I remember like listening to the Z2 EP, the Zombie 2 EP, whatever you want to call it, and just I remember hearing the lead vocalist vocals, and just like how passionate, like the harsh vocalist, sorry, and just like his vocals, you could hear the emotion in pretty much every single song he performed on. But then this, I mean, you can hear it, but it's almost like the atmospheric elements were almost drowning out the emotion in his voice. I kind of wish like some of those elements would have stepped back a bit so we could just hear the emotion in his voice. I feel like in that regards, it probably just it was a little overproduced. Not necessarily overproduced in terms of bad overproduction, but overproduced in that it's the production is sucking away the things that we really should be focusing on. And again, atmosphere in metalcore is great, but sometimes too much at the wrong time is not the best thing. At the end of the day, though, even though this album isn't shaping up to be like ridiculously heavy as like Z2, this is still shaping up to sound like a pretty solid album for, especially for a time when, we're getting some songs that, or bands that are just releasing content that not a lot of artists want to listen to. I feel like this is almost a better middle ground. Like maybe something like Architect's latest material might be a good breeding ground, but maybe this album would be like a next good stepping stone in where it's like it's not like super over the top heavy, and it's like I can't understand what's going on like Lorna Shore for newbies, but this is like a good step up, so good for the beginners but also good for the long time stayers. I think this definitely has potential to be a solid project. I mean, I already pre-ordered my vinyl, so it better be good. Yeah, I think we just need to be prepared for something different. Again, I think I'm just shaping my expectations too closely to Z2, and I kind of need to dial it back and expect something different, something a little, dare I say, mellower in terms of like just the atmosphere and general tone. So I think there's some readjusting that I have to do on my part, but at the same time, like this is just going to be a different beast of a project. So, yeah, maybe the first time listening to the album, maybe it's not going to completely fit to my liking, my loving, but we probably still going to enjoy it, especially over time with multiple listens. So I think, especially with this song, I think this is definitely a song that I will come to appreciate as it stands, but just this first listen was just a little too conflicting of a first listen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of the day, and God bless.